CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with new delays at City Hall as Council considers options to replace the current building. The process has spanned a decade now, with private sector interest failing to materialize. As Daryl Newcomb reports, councillors have been left with little in the way of viable options.
Council's plan to build a new City Hall campus on the current site at Wellington and Dufferin got the cold shoulder from most private developers during a recent request for pre-qualifications process.
Quite frankly, this is it. We have to get the next one right, or else we'll be talking about this in 10 years from now. And we don't have that luxury.
Completed in 1971, the current building is too small for the city's workforce and experiencing rising maintenance costs. The search for a private partner to design and build a new City Hall campus, including residential units and a parking structure, began with 35 companies requesting copies of the documents, but ended with just a single submission. So left without a competitive tendering process, councillors are unwilling to move forward.
We've been at this now for over 10 years before my last term of council.
Councillor Lehman's motion would direct city staff to ask the companies why they dropped out of the process, review the future office space needs of the city, and prepare a list of maintenance needed to extend the lifespan of the current building. Upon completion of the downtown master plan, staff will also analyze the role City Hall plays in downtown vitality, as well as the potential impact of U.S. tariffs on construction costs. Even with work being expedited on the downtown master plan, it won't be finished until sometime next spring. And with a fall 2026 election on the horizon, it means what to do about a new City Hall building will be a question answered by the next term of council. The committee unanimously supported the two-stage report, as well as the project's extended timeline.
I don't think we're back to the drawing board at all. Anytime you go out and do an RFPQ process, you learn a lot from the applicants in that process, and that's actually what the motion was today, is to gather that information back, get it to council so that we can use that in future decision making.
The mayor believes it's too early to say if the future plan will be a redevelopment at 300 Dufferin or if other concepts and locations will be reconsidered.
What we've done is referred the process forward to get a little bit more information, and I think that's a good question that can be answered once we get that more information about what the restrictions were on the public-private partnerships for this site.
Daryl Newcomb, CTV News.
A large downtown mural advertising a local cannabis shop was painted over today. It was a directive from a city councillor using bylaw officers to get it covered up. With more on that operation and what the councillor hopes will go up in its place, here's Sean Irvin.
A painter sprays black paint over a billboard promoting a nearby cannabis shop on Tuesday afternoon. It is the next step in a back-and-forth battle between the business owner and the city. Councillor Peter Cuddy began the push to get the sign covered up while on a drive with fellow councillor David Ferreira.
And we drove right by the sign, and I said, David, that sign's got to go. And he said, I agree, Peter, let's do it.
Initially, Cuddy approached the owner of the cannabis shop with a proposal to create a mural. It would have contained a message welcoming people to London along with the store's logo.
We didn't get that cooperation, so we moved ahead with bylaw, and now we're able to go ahead and paint over the signage.
But before the paint was applied, CTV News reached out to owner Ali Khan. He told us the city was applying the hammer to him because he wouldn't allow his logo to be painted over. He intends to speak with a lawyer. But Cuddy insists the city went through the proper channels and pointed out that bylaw officials were on site. Many of those passing by told us they support the action, but others say the city has overreached.
That's a little ridiculous. They need a sense of humor.
But Cuddy counters the message is all wrong.
And we want a welcoming sign to visitors, to students, and to the residents. And quite frankly, Your Highness just isn't it.
But again, not everyone agrees.
This is cool. This is fun. This is whimsical. This is lighthearted, and we need that in London.
Those comments were moot by early afternoon as the message was painted over. Cuddy says a contest to create a new mural will begin in the spring. In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
Provincial police say they've laid an attempted murder charge after a shooting on Oneida Nation of the Thames last weekend. Officers were called to Oneida Road early Sunday morning for reported break and enter. Police say they found one person who had been shot, who was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. According to police, a 26-year-old suspect was in custody pending a bail hearing. London police say they're looking for a suspect accused of making inappropriate comments to 3 girls. According to police, the girls were near a park in northwest London Sunday afternoon when they encountered a man walking a dog. Police say the suspect made remarks about his genitals, and the girls left and told their parents. The suspect is described as a white man between 30 and 40 years old with a medium build and brown hair. An investigation is underway in Oxford County after an apparent incident involving the municipality's information systems. Brian Bicknell has more on the latest potential cybersecurity breach for a local public institution.
It is just the latest public body that may be under some kind of cyber threat. Oxford County has put the public on notice. It has discovered and is responding to an incident relating to its information systems. IT expert Carmi Levy says he's seen this movie before.
Woodstock, Stratford, Blue Water Health, all cybersecurity incidents where somebody, usually an employee, received a message from a cyber attacker, clicked on a link that they probably should not have, and thus precipitated the attack, usually involving some sort of ransomware.
At this point, Oxford County is being very careful with its messaging here, referring to this as a technical incident and avoiding the term cyber attack. It has also chosen not to accommodate interview requests. In a statement, Warden Marcus Ryan said all systems are operating normally and there are no changes to the services we provide to the public. Please know this is a quickly evolving situation with many unknowns. While we do not have more details to share, I want to assure the public a coordinated response is underway. Levy says the risk to Oxford ratepayers is real.
That information is supposed to be secured, but it isn't. It's highly personal, often contains financial details, health details, property details, you name it. And in the hands of a malevolent actor, a cyber criminal, a hacker, that information can be used in all sorts of ways. It can be used to launch customized identity theft attacks against ratepayers in future. It can be sold to other criminal groups as well.
The county says its response, including its investigation, is priority for the moment. It will provide updates on any new developments. Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
London police have launched a new partnership with local healthcare workers focusing on mental health and medical care. With more on the Nurse Police Response Team and its potential impact in the community, here's Rita Ismail.
It's a new kind of patrol on the streets of London, pairing police officers with registered nurses in real time. The Nurse Police Response Team, launched this past June, is a joint effort between the London Police Service and London Health Sciences Centre.
There's a team of 10 of us registered nurses from Victoria Hospital, specifically in the emergency department. And our mission is to work alongside our London Police Service partners and to go out in the community and help our clients in their natural environment.
The team focuses on responding to mental health and substance-related calls, bringing medical care directly to people in need outside of hospitals and courtrooms.
The project has obviously been a whole nother definition of what it's like to be in the front line, being on the streets, like I said, with our clients in their environment, rather than being in the emergency department where we're most comfortable, then acknowledging what their struggles are in the community. So unfortunately, London does struggle with a huge homeless population, so that has been the majority of our clients.
The program has already seen impact, responding to 148 calls, providing wound care to more than 80 people, and administering Narcan in overdose situations.
We expect this program to really support avoidable admissions and transfers to our emergency department. Many of these particular populations struggle to want to come to our emergency department, and so this offers an opportunity for them to be cared for where they are.
London police say the program not only lightens the load on hospitals, but also offers vital support to officers on the front lines.
The feedback that we've received from both the police and the registered nurses, as well as those that have actually benefited from the resource, have been very positive about it.
The pilot has already expanded from 2 days a week to a full 7-day schedule and will run until March of 2026. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
London police say a motorcycle rider involved in a crash last month in London has died. It happened on Bridges Street near Egerton on August 15th. According to police, 49-year-old Stephen Smith was rushed to hospital but has not survived. They're also asking anyone who may have seen the crash to contact them. Lambton OPP say a pedestrian has died after an impaired driver hit them on Walpole Island last weekend. According to police, it happened early Saturday morning. They say a 22-year-old from Wallaceburg was rushed to hospital but did not survive. Police say they've charged a 25-year-old with multiple offenses, including impaired driving causing death. The general manager of the Philadelphia Flyers says Carter Hart will not return to the team following his sexual assault acquittal this summer.
His representative, Judd Moldaver, has reached out and kind of told us that in light of everything that happened in the last year and a half with Carter, they felt, and Carter felt, that it was better for them to look for a fresh start.
Hart spent 6 seasons with the Flyers after they drafted him in 2018. He left the team in the midst of the sexual assault criminal proceedings and was found not guilty this summer, along with his 4 other co-accused players. League officials have said each of the acquitted players can sign with an NHL team next month, but they can't play any games before December 1st. New cost of living data saw inflation rise last month, much less than economists had predicted. However, food inflation is soaring well ahead of the overall rates. Kathy Lee has more on the impact on Canadian wallets.
Once a staple for family meals, these cuts of beef now luxury items.
I've definitely seen an increase in price, especially beef.
The meats are gone up. You can hardly afford to buy anything other than probably hamburgers or chicken. Even hamburgers getting more expensive.
Stats Canada data shows food prices rose 3.4% from a year earlier. And while the price of fruits and veggies are down, the cost of meat surged by 7.2%, including a 12.7% spike for fresh or frozen beef. Consumers aren't just the ones feeling the sticker shock. So are businesses like the Ribeye Butcher Shop.
It really was a shock to the system that not only we had to absorb, but the customers had to absorb as well.
Experts say rising beef prices trace back to dry weather in the U.S. Midwest and Western Canada a few years ago. The feed shortage forced farmers to shrink their herds, driving up costs.
There are fewer cows, and cows are really the factory of the beef industry. We have to rebuild our beef herd.
The cost of beef and other groceries, a key piece of the inflation puzzle. Stats Canada shows the country's inflation rate rose to 1.9% last month, mostly due to lower gas prices.
The economy has been slowing down in Canada, primarily owing to the trade war with the U.S. and with the fact that inflation seems to have stabilized.
The inflation rate came in just shy of the 2% increase economists had expected, setting the stage for an anticipated interest rate cut by the Bank of Canada tomorrow. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
Local housing advocates joined a province-wide protest today calling on the Ontario government to increase social assistance. As Lauren Stallone reports, they believe current supports are not enough for people to live on.
The display behind me might look like a picnic, but the message is far from casual. ACORN members are setting up empty plates, representing how social assistance rates leave families with next to nothing.
The poverty picnic is essentially a picnic with no food added, because the reality is the vast majority of us are skipping meals.
ACORN, what do we want? Double the rates. The demonstration is taking place across Ontario, demanding the provincial government double social assistance rates.
The disabled in Ontario really are right now struggling at 60% below the poverty line.
ACORN representatives say a single person on the Ontario Disability Support Program receives a maximum of roughly $1,400 a month.
The rates have been frozen since 2018. So there's been no increases. Meanwhile, the cost of essential goods has increased by 20%.
Organizers say the rally is about making sure people with disabilities have a stable income they can live on.
There's no way anybody should be living under these conditions, and they should at least bring us up to the poverty line.
They say it is important the public stays informed on the challenges many people face here in London daily.
We're really calling on the Ontario government, but also trying to draw public awareness to just how bad and how critical this situation has become.
Lauren Stallone, CTV News.
The United Way in Perth, Huron has set a multi-million-dollar fundraising goal for the coming year. As Scott Miller reports, dozens of programs rely on that support, especially when it comes to housing and homelessness initiatives.
The United Way of Perth Huron is hoping to raise nearly $2.6 million over the next year to fund more than 40 social programs in the 2 counties.
Yeah, it's a big goal, but we're really excited about it. There's the services that are provided out of this goal are much needed in the region, and it's lofty, but it's attainable and it's important.
Launch events like the one held in Listowel on Friday will be happening over the next 2 weeks to kickstart the charity's annual fundraiser, which will be focused on 2 issues facing almost every community in Canada: housing shortages, causing homelessness.
What we know is that if we can put somebody into housing, we can fix a lot of problems, right? Similarly, on the income side, if we can help people with money, then they don't need a food bank, right? And so what we need to do is really work at those core issues. Yep, we got to be there for people in their emergency, but if we don't work at finding ways to help people with their income and with their housing, we're in for a long, difficult journey for all Canadians.
And the United Way of Perth Huron is doing much more than just talking about affordable housing. They're actually going to be building it. They actually have a totally separate capital campaign underway right now to build affordable housing units right here in Listowel.
Our first project is well underway. We're in the midst of a capital campaign over and above our regular annual campaign, trying to raise $705,000 so that money can be used to renovate a vacant space, a second-story space in downtown Listowel that wasn't being used, and now we're turning it into housing.
It's really where we need to start, and we're really proud to be able to start there and make a difference, not just in the larger centers, but here in Listowel will be the first project, and we're excited about that.
The combined $3 million United Way goal makes it the largest fundraiser for the charity yet. Last year, the United Way of Perth Huron raised nearly $2.9 million.
We're always shocked by how many $50 donations we get from people, and people that recognize the need, and sometimes it's some people that actually could probably use the money are donating the money. So yeah, it's all for the collective good.
Every year that I've been in this job, more than 15 years now, we have made our campaign goal. It's incredible, right? And so we're so excited. Last year we exceeded it again, and I think we'll do it this year, even though it's a bit of a challenge to get there.
In Listowel, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Here on Perth, public health officials are reporting the first local human case of West Nile virus in 2025. They say across Ontario there have been 61 human cases this year. People infected with West Nile virus typically experience mild flu-like symptoms. Health unit officials recommend using DEET-based bug spray, removing standing water, and wearing long sleeves and pants to avoid exposure. Later on CTV News, the Bieber boost for local businesses. Cambridge still buzzing after the pop star's recent visit. Canada's main stock index finished lower today, weighed down by broad-based losses. The TSX lost 116 points. In New York, the Dow fell 126. The Nasdaq dropped 15. The Canadian dollar gained 1/3 of a cent today. On commodity markets, gold added $6 an ounce. Oil is up $1.22 a barrel. A major political shakeup today in Ottawa. Former Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland is resigning her cabinet position and won't run in the next federal election. With more on her new job, here's Mike Lukatour.
Chrystia Freeland isn't stepping down as an MP yet, saying in a statement she won't run in the next election. A source familiar with the appointment says Freeland will work directly with the Prime Minister on the rebuilding of Ukraine. Chrystia Freeland left her final cabinet meeting accompanied by Prime Minister Mark Carney, signaling an amicable departure. Details of her new job only came in a statement from Carney saying, "I have asked Chrystia to serve as Canada's new special representative for the reconstruction of Ukraine." A source speaking on background says Freeland will work with Ukrainian leaders to rebuild its economy an effort she championed under the Trudeau government as well.
The work that Chrystia will lead on Ukraine will be deeply impactful, not just for the war, but for Canada's national security.
Freeland has been a member of Parliament for 12 years, serving under Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, handling key portfolios like international trade and foreign affairs. She also led the negotiation for the Canada-US-Mexico trade agreement.
She's had literally every tough assignment there is in government, and she's done it, with extraordinary flair, and she's done a great job.
In 2020, Freeland became Canada's first ever female finance minister. 4 years later, she resigned from Trudeau's cabinet with a blistering letter criticizing the Prime Minister and costly political gimmicks, a move that led to Trudeau's own resignation less than a month later. Freeland ran for the Liberal leadership, but came in a distant second to Mark Carney. In a statement, she thanked her constituents and praised the current Prime Minister, saying Mark Carney is a unifier in a time of crisis, and I have absolute confidence in his ability to lead us through it. Ontario's Premier also praised her time in politics.
She's always a friend. I talk to her almost daily, bi-daily, and she's a good person, and she'll do a great job over in Ukraine, and I support her all the way.
Late this afternoon, we learned who will fill the void in Cabinet. The Minister in charge of Canada-US Trade, Dominic LeBlanc, will now take over on internal trade. And the transport file will be handled by Government House Leader Steve McKinnon. Mike Lecouteur, CTV News, Ottawa.
Good evening. Clear skies overnight. Temperatures cool and comfortable. A beautiful Wednesday is setting up. Thanks, Sierra, for this photo of Lola and Maisie. Sunshine for your morning walk and winds light and variable. I'll have all your local forecast details coming up right after this.
Welcome back. Julie's on the desk with me now, and officially fall is right around the corner, but it has not felt that way for a little while now. It's been beautiful.
Yes, summer weather holding strong. We officially welcome the fall with the equinox on Monday, so less than a week out, and transitioning to fall weather. Not so in this forecast. Today we hit 27 degrees, our low temperature 12, so coming in above normal. Our daytime high 5 to 8 degrees across southern Ontario. Fog developing overnight. It'll be shallow fog in those low-lying areas. Just be aware of that, especially outside the city in the rural areas. 11 degrees in London, 13 degrees near the lakeshore of Huron, and 14 near Erie. Satellite radar shows a cold front well off to the northwest. That's brought some rainfall and some storms to the southern prairies, but it hasn't brought the temperature down across northern Ontario today into the upper 20s. It was extremely warm areas to the north. There were records broken in southern Manitoba yesterday, and we could see some records fall in northwestern Ontario. We are firmly under the influence of high pressure at the surface and in the upper atmosphere. Skies will remain clear. A few fair weather clouds in parts of midwestern Ontario tomorrow and areas along Haldimand, Norfolk, Niagara. But other than that, we are not going to see any active weather. The next opportunity for showers comes Friday, although the probability is just 30%. Sunshine tomorrow afternoon, winds light and variable, the high 27. As we head into Thursday, sunshine. We'll see a few clouds in the afternoon and 27 degrees. 23 on Friday with a chance of showers. That's the cold front coming in. A mix of sun and cloud on Saturday and then increasing cloud on Sunday. Fall officially arrives on Monday at 24 degrees. Chance of nighttime rain and a few showers on Monday. Tracking a warm front early next week, and that pushes the temperatures back up. So we get back into the warm sector, and that means temperatures are headed back above normal. As we head into Midwestern Ontario, full sunshine and 26, 25 with a mix of sun and cloud. Thursday into Friday, slight chance for showers both days, although again, probabilities 30%. That's extremely low with the cold front coming through. So we could squeak out a little bit of light rainfall. Mix of sun and cloud on Saturday and 19. We're back up to 22 on Sunday, although there will be more cloud cover around Sunday, then breaks of sunshine. And then early next week, mainly cloudy with showers developing Monday night and hopefully some rain by Tuesday. We definitely need it. Forecast models indicating the warmth holding until about September 29th. I'll keep you posted if anything changes, but in terms of our forecast, it's all about the sunshine as we move through the rest of the week. Carlyle, back to you.
Thanks very much, Julie. The Surrey Therapeutic Riding Centre north of London has expanded.
Hello, Kevin. Hello.
That's one of 4 new stalls at the centre. Sari offers various equine experiences for people with disabilities. Staff say they currently support 300 participants a year with the help of 250 volunteers a week. They say more horses have been added as the program has grown, but those horses need accommodations. The owners of Wastel Homes agreed to build the structure using a side exit off the main building, but Sari officials say that wasn't the only good news.
The following day, I received a call, and it was one of those did that just happen moments. Marianne Donaldson offered 4 interior stalls to Sari after we just committed to building 4 stalls. So we were very fortunate. We said, yes, we'll take them.
Finally tonight, a celebrity spotting in Cambridge. Justin Bieber and his family were in town visiting several local businesses. As Karis Mapp reports, they brought with them quite a buzz.
The background in this video posted to Justin Bieber's Instagram may look familiar. The Stratford singer stopped by Chicago pub in Cambridge Wednesday evening.
It was kind of surreal because he walked in like any old customer, any regular customer. We weren't expecting him because he wasn't in Cambridge yet, wasn't known. It was crazy.
When we see him the first time, he said, come and see that. He said, tell my kid, oh, come, give me a hug. Oh, man, he's so nice, you know, and they're so happy.
He started by shooting pool.
Some customer, young people, they recognize him. But some maybe like we have a police, right? So they maybe they not recognize him or something. Yeah. So that nobody bother him at all.
Following up with a private karaoke session where he sang songs off his newly released album.
Like water to a flower, babe, I know you need it. We don't think it's like promotion or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like really happy and proud because he come here to enjoy.
Staff even snapped a picture with him.
We didn't want to bother him too much when he was here, but when he was leaving, we asked for a photo all together.
Justin's visit to Cambridge didn't end here. On Thursday afternoon, he and his wife also made a stop at a local coffee shop. No stranger to celebrity customers, with The Handmaid's Tale previously shot in the area, staff at Monogram Coffee Roasters say it was a welcome surprise when the Biebers stopped by.
They just casually walked in and were like, hey, is it cool if we grab a couple coffees? I'm like, of course, come on in. Justin just got a black iced coffee. Haley got like a shaken espresso.
Everyone's kind of reached out and said, you know, how exciting it is, not only for our business, but for our family as well.
The singer even acknowledging the photo by sharing it to his story Tuesday afternoon.
I think it's going to be a phenomenal thing. I don't know what it'll mean yet. It's only been up for an hour, but we'll see.
Karis Mapp, CTV News, Cambridge.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. For all of us at CTV News London, I'm Carlyle Fiset. Have a good night.